Arcalanti 64 here, another racecourse, system Hexham. Only second time in my entire life. I live in Newcastle, and the easy racecourse just about for me to get to is actually Hexham. Well, that's the shortest train journey. It's actually a bit of a trek to get the racecourse, and I'll explain at some point before the meeting. Why it's the only second time, and this I've been 300 odd plus race meetings the last 6 years. And asked it about 20 times. This Hexham racing is, well, for want of another word, rubbish, and I could use other words for it apart from that. And really, it's only because I've only been once to Hexham. I'm going now. Hexham, well, the point of making it was a Hexham along Brighton and the company close Toaster, the only race course but a single Class 2 race all year, well, single Class 2 or better. Class 2 is a decent enough race, not top quality. You have a few Class 1s. Races aren't listed or group or graded races, and then you've got the listed races, and then you've got group or graded races going for free, group grade 3, group grade 2 and group grade 1. I said in another video, group races are flat, graded races are the jumps, which means the same thing. Meeting actually only takes place in about 4 hours time, and it doesn't take that long to get a Hexham return in about half an hour. I just fancied actually, I wasn't sure where the bus is normally on or be on. I didn't think it would be. It looks like it might be on, probably, and maybe it probably is, I'm afraid. There's Hexham giving contradictory information, it doesn't say much about them. It's quite an uphill walk actually. It's a bit distance, it's not too back of a mile, but it is uphill. I remember one time I went to Hexham on free Racecourse bus, it really was uphill. But I found a map basically of how to walk. And this looks a nice enough walk actually. I think it might be quite picturesque, but I have printed a few pages of it off because I don't want to fancy finding a phone. I don't know exactly where it's supposed to go. But it gets to Racecourse Road, I should be okay from there, let's hope so anyway. In fact, if it actually not been COVID, I need to buy a ticket in advance. I actually just got a ticket to Hexham and turned up a racecourse, and if I then buy a ticket on the day, I think you probably can still do so, and I'm not going to pay me a type of ticket today. But I don't want to take a risk of getting there and find out we're sold out. It was a risk of that, so I'm not going to do that. But it'd certainly be pretty damn uphill, frankly. But I'll definitely a mile too much time. But so I take it quite easily, and also get to Racecourse a little early. I don't really mind too much. Lovely view at Hexham, but it's very exposed. So I'm wearing a coat today, even though I wouldn't normally this sort of temperature. It's because Hexham, I was doing about this time of year in July. Ended up with Ladies' Day, didn't know it was going to be Ladies' Day, just wanted to go to Hexham. And it was bleeding windy, about was in July. It's a very beautiful view, but very exposed. Now Hexham seems to have Centre Point seems to be a fair view. Well, you get great views on the north, frankly, without having to go to a racecourse for it. And frankly, they're saying about I'm a Class 2 race or better all year. That's the problem with Hexham is, if you make Centre Point into your view, you've got some issues, frankly. And say also, maybe it's like tongue-in-cheek view as it starts to rain in Newcastle, like drizzling. I hope so anyway, from them, and we're saying we're Britain's most popular racecourse, and the view is nice. I think people who go to Hexham like going to Hexham, but I don't think you go to Hexham for the racing. It's actually raining. I'll do this maybe in finishing in Hexham. I started drizzling as soon as I got here as well, but it seems to have stopped. I don't think it's supposed to rain today, so it should be okay. I didn't follow on about a bit about the racecourse information about the bus being contradictory. I just remember I'm now in Hexham. The problem is the Hexham Racecourse, part of the Plain Day Park website says the bus service that is provided between the station and the bus, or then the bus station and the racecourse back again is suspended. And then the information on the day of the race, or race meeting itself, says there's bus times for the bus leaving the station and the bus and train station to the racecourse. It's exactly very helpful. I assume it is running. I don't think you'd be stupid enough to actually put times on if they're not running, but it's a bit like a professionalism Hexham. I had thought of actually 2 years ago, 2019, or was it last year? I don't remember now. Maybe it was actually last year. Going to Hexham on the Day of the Cheltenham Festival. I had just thought of maybe that into Sedgefield for regular meetings during the Day of the Cheltenham Festival, and just to watch through racing festival as much as well in a crowd. I some thought of a bookmaker, sometimes on the TV, but I thought it might make a change. In the end, I thought 20 quid for Hexham, which was kind of a very good race meeting. I'm saying Hexham doesn't have good race meetings, sadly. That was a bit overpriced, and ironically, the meeting was actually cancelled. Not the Cheltenham Festival, of course, but the Hexham, and I can't look at why it was either wind or it was fog. I can't remember. I don't know if they allowed you to stay on and watch a race in the Cheltenham Festival or not, despite Hexham's meeting itself being abandoned. I did know someone I thought might be at that meeting. from something else, and I didn't mean to ask them. I never got around to asking them if they were there or not. If it hadn't have done, I told you, so I have to leave, I really would have knocked down. Well, certainly not me. I've watched every single Cheltenham Festival race at the time it's been on since 1996. Once at a festival for 4 days, 2016, another time just on with TV, and the bookmakers, stuff like that. And I'm absolutely furious, because there's no way, Hexham Racecourse is well out of the way of Hexham, there's no way you could have got, you might get down, maybe Arkley if you're lucky, but you still wouldn't see him swimming off the hurdle. I have no idea if they did that or not. I suspect they would have allowed you to stay on, but 20 quid I thought was a bit overpriced. I might do it next year. Also Sedgefield as well, and other plans as well. I don't think when Sedgefield meeting was on. So I'll see what plans. I might like to do that, depends on that. Another issue on buying a ticket, I noticed that in fact between, I think it's 3 and 8 year olds, I've been charged up to 10 quid. It's 12 quid I think for a normal ticket I've got, 20 quid for sort of premier type ticket. And I thought, good grief, there's almost always, I don't think I've ever known a racecourse not for unaccompanied children. So accompanied children even, that's what I mean to say. From 18-year-old down is always in for free. I mean, you have to be accompanied. You can't just dump your kid off and watch a race and go somewhere else. But I was astonished when they were charging this, and I thought, this is really bad. I don't think a single racecourse I suspect would do that. I've certainly not. It would surprise me greatly. And I realised when I was checking something on Facebook about pointing out to Hexham they've got contact information about Racecourse Plus, I was going to apply from somebody what the issue was. It appears to be through COVID, and in fact it is clearly, it looks like they're going back to being free after the race meeting. The point is, if I'd seen, say I had a kid or something, I don't have a kid, but if I did, I'd say, well, not buying Hexham, paying 10 quid, but it doesn't say it's temporary. And I just assumed, I don't Hexham, really, very rarely good Hexham, of course, only been once before. In fact, it was permanent. And it should say on their website, I'm sorry, it's temporary or something. Because if you're looking here, and looking at Hexham in the future, you're just not going to turn up. If you're in charge, literally down to a 3-year-old kid, 10 quid, because I have to buy a ticket, I wouldn't actually bother with Hexham. I would even look at Newcastle, Carlisle, or something like that. And I think I should actually, because I was going to in this video, I was going to say this is terrible from Hexham, because they obviously do not want people turning up. And I'm realising why it is, but we should make that more clear, that it's really a temporary measure, because it doesn't look good at all, frankly. We'll stop near the Abbey according to my map and guide I have, and a woman came up to me and said, "Is this the right way to the Abbey?" And I think so, but I don't know, I don't live here. It's enough walk actually. I made a bit of a cock. Instructions for the walk, I saw it said, oh, it's to a Racecourse Road, that'll take 2 hours, and I thought, I should guess that was a bit of a long time to get there. But I thought, oh, fair enough, I'll do that, and then maybe get some extra time. As a lesson is to always read instructions in depth and just go through the 5 pages that print off double-sided. It's a walk to Racecourse Road and back again, and literally I'm going to get to Racecourse about 2 hours before the first race. The only time I've ever gone to Racecourse before it actually opened was Cheltenham once. I think meeting was starting at 1 and I got there. I might be staying overnight, I can't remember, so it might be New Year's Day meeting, and I think, I'm not sure, actually it wouldn't be 1 o'clock that one. Anyway, one meeting and a mate got a train, got there early anyway, and we're not letting anyone into it before 2 hours before the first race. Even with a lot of people out there outside waiting. It was about half an hour, I think, over half an hour before the first race. No, not letting anyone in. I think you just say it's 2 hours before the first race, and that's what they did. Here, I might get to it before 2:45. I don't, just 2 hours before Racecourse opens. I don't know. Unfortunately, rain wasn't supposed to come when I was around the reservoir, so it got a bit wet. It's not too bad. But anyway, I just to walk slowly, frankly. This is a bit. I've also got lost a little bit of start the walk, so we would have actually got here even earlier. So at least it's better than actually taking a lot longer than I thought it would, and actually missing the first races. It's apparently a short, but a steep way to Racecourse Road. Oh my god, the last bit off the reservoir was tough. I'm badly overweight, but I do have some level of strength actually from doing a bit of weight training. So I need to have a lot of weight, but I'm not totally out of shape. And if I weren't not in some sort of shape, I would not do this part of the ways to the Racecourse Reservoir. My goodness, it's tough. It's up and downhill, that's a problem. You're struggling a bit, and it's very stony and a bit muddy, and there's too much mud for me, which is basically any mud at all, frankly. Anyway, so I'll get to Racecourse probably not long after it opens, so I'm 2 hours before the first race. But there you go, that's my mistake. Well, is it steep? Is it short? Hopefully it's the top of their house, pray for Dave. You get a nice view of Hexham up from up here. It's nice to view of there, but my God, that's a bloody steep hill. I'm here literally 2 hours before the first race, so about a minute or two after I could get the first time I could get in. The last third of walk not helped by flying black things. They're not small midges, what the hell they were, I don't know. Some of them are mates, and I didn't want to deal with them too carefully, so I would say, well, wouldn't it kept giving me face, rather annoying to say the least. One of the problems of being in the countryside.